What would you do if you walked into your own business and found one of your employees crying in the break room? Now imagine this. You're Vin Diesel. Yes, that Vin Diesel. Movie star, action hero, Hollywood heavyweight. But this isn't about a movie set or a fast car. This is about a restaurant. Your restaurant. And one night, walking in quietly, you stumble across a truth you can't ignore. Because behind the golden lights, sizzling steaks and smiling servers, something darker is happening. And Vin Diesel. He isn't about to walk away. This is the story of the night Vin Diesel went undercover in his own restaurant and uncovered something far worse than bad service. Vin Diesel had worked for years to build Torx, a high-end but welcoming restaurant in Los Angeles. It wasn't a vanity project, not a celebrity side hustle. He poured years into the menu, the chefs, the atmosphere. He wanted a place where both everyday people and Hollywood elites could sit side by side and just enjoy a great meal. But Vin knew one thing. Numbers don't tell you the whole story. Profit margins and full tables look good on paper. But the truth of a business lives in the back kitchens, in whispered conversations, in the sigh of an exhausted server after a 12-hour shift. That's why every few months Vin had a habit. He'd walk into Torx alone. No red carpet, no cameras. No Vin Diesel is here. Just a man in a hoodie and jeans stepping into his own restaurant like any customer. On this night, it was a busy Friday dinner rush. The smell of garlic butter, sizzling ribeye, cocktails clinking, servers weaving between tables like dancers on a stage. On the surface, everything looked perfect, but Vin had been in the industry long enough to know appearances can lie. He noticed the manager first, tall, rigid navy blue dress shirt, watching the floor not with care but with control, like a hawk circling its prey. Then Vin heard it, at first faint, almost buried under the noise, but then clearer, someone crying. Not loud, not dramatic, the kind of cry you release when you're desperately trying not to break. He slowed, turned his head slightly. The break room door was cracked open. Inside, a young woman gripped a metal counter like it was the only thing holding her up. Another employee stood beside her, whispering urgently. Vin caught only fragments. You can't let him, he doesn't own you. And her broken reply, what choice do I have? He made it clear. If I don't do what he says, I'm gone. Vin's stomach dropped. This wasn't just stress. This wasn't about a rude customer. This was fear. He moved on quietly, sitting at the bar, mind racing. But he couldn't ignore it. The crying. The whispers. The manager's presence. Something was very, very wrong. Vin noticed the young man from the break room return to the floor. His jaw was tight. His hands fidgeted. Vin saw an opening. He approached casually. Hey man, got a pen? The kid blinked, startled. His name tag read Tyler. Vin leaned in. Your friend. She doesn't seem fine. Tyler froze. His grip on the notepad tightened. His eyes darted toward the manager. Then a whisper. She's not fine. The words were shaky but real. And then Tyler added the truth Vin already suspected. It's not a customer. It's him. He flicked his eyes toward the manager in the navy shirt. Vin didn't push further, not yet, because at that moment the manager himself walked over. Everything okay here? Polite voice. Sharp eyes. His name tag, Rick Calloway. The air in the room shifted. Tyler's posture shrank. Yes, sir. Just helping a customer. Vin smiled casually. Just needed a pen. Tyler here was kind enough to help me. Rick Calloway didn't blink. He clapped Tyler on the shoulder too firmly. Good, let's stay focused. And then he walked away. But Vin had seen enough. This wasn't just a tough boss. This was a man who thrived on control. Vin stepped outside, cooling his anger. That's when fate handed him an opportunity. The bartender Nate stepped out on break. Vin joined him. Long night. Nate shrugged. Then Vin asked the question, What's your manager like? Nate hesitated, looked around, lowered his voice. He's not just strict. He makes Emily stay late, alone. Vin's jaw tightened. Emily, the crying server. Nate nodded. The way she freezes when he calls her into his office. It's not normal. And just like that, Vin had the truth. This wasn't a workplace issue. This was abuse of power. A predator hiding behind the title of manager. The dinner rush ended. The restaurant calmed. Vin walked straight to Emily. I know what's happening, he whispered. You're not alone. Her eyes filled with fear. I can't. He said if I don't do what he says, I'll lose my job. You can, Vin said firmly, because he's not untouchable. And then the shadow of Rick Calloway appeared. Is there a problem here? Emily shrank. Vin stood tall, just having a conversation. Well, Emily has a job to do, Rick said sharply. No time for private talks. The word private made Emily flinch. That was all Vin needed. He reached into his pocket, pulled out his wallet and revealed his credentials. My name is Vin Diesel, owner of Torx Restaurant Group, and you and I need to talk. The entire restaurant froze. Employees stared. Calloway's face drained of color. For the first time that night, the man in control wasn't in control anymore. Behind closed doors, Calloway tried to laugh it off. Sir, I didn't expect you tonight. Unusual for an owner to show up unannounced. Vin leaned in. You know what else is unusual? A manager abusing his power, Calloway stammered. I've always been professional. Save it. Vin pulled out his phone. He had already recorded the break room conversation. Emily's broken voice echoed in the office. If I don't do what he says, I'm gone. Calloway's face turned pale. You've been playing this game too long, Vin said coldly. But tonight it's over. And with one call to corporate HR, Rick Calloway's career was finished. Back on the floor, Vin addressed the team. He's gone. You're safe. Emily's breath caught. For the first time, she stood taller. But Vin didn't stop there. This isn't just about one bad manager, Tyler said cautiously. The way we're treated, the pressure, it's bigger than just him. Nate nodded. A lot of us feel trapped. Like if we speak up, we're out of a job. Vin took a deep breath. Then it changes. Starting tonight. Because leadership isn't about control. It's about responsibility. Later, as Vin sat in his car, he thought about what had happened. One restaurant, one manager, one victim brave enough to survive until help arrived. But how many more were out there? Being a leader isn't about money. It's about people. And too often, those in power look the other way. But sometimes all it takes is one person, one voice to break the cycle. So if you ever feel trapped in a situation where someone abuses their power, speak up. And if you see someone struggling, don't stay silent. Because you never know. You might be the Vin Diesel in someone else's story,